Welcome to the lush, vibrant village of Akua, nestled in the heart of Africa. This picturesque village, filled with rich traditions and cultural heritage, is where our story begins with a young girl named Nala. Nala was born with a spark in her eyes and a fire in her soul, traits that set her apart from the other children in the village. Nala's parents, Ama and Kwame, were devoted to the traditions of their ancestors. They believed in the roles that had been prescribed for generations. Men were the hunters and protectors, while women tended to the home, cared for the children, and supported their husbands. But even as a child, Nala couldn't accept this limited view of what her life should be. She had dreams that stretched far beyond the confines of her gender. From a very young age, Nala was different. While other girls played with dolls and helped their mothers with chores, Nala was always running around, climbing trees, and exploring the wild. She was fascinated by the stories of the men who went out hunting and came back with tales of bravery and adventure. She would sit by the fire, her eyes wide with excitement, as the men recounted their exploits. Her heart pounded with a longing to be part of those stories, to be a hero in her own right. One sunny afternoon, as the village men returned from a hunt, their faces beaming with pride and their arms laden with game, Nala watched them with envy. She imagined herself among them, her heart racing with excitement. She spent hours daydreaming about adventures and daring feats, much to the dismay of her parents. "Nala, you must focus on your duties," Amma would say, gently but firmly. "A woman's place is in the home." But Nala couldn't help herself. She knew she was destined for something greater. The villagers often whispered about her unconventional behavior, shaking their heads in disapproval. "A woman's place is in the home," they would say. "She must prioritize her domestic duties and leave the hard labor to the men." Yet, their words only fueled her determination. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, Nala decided she had to take action. She approached her parents with a mix of nervousness and resolve. "Mama, Papa," she began, her voice steady but filled with emotion, "I want to learn the ways of the men. I want to hunt and lead." Alma and Kwame exchanged worried glances. "Nala," Kwame said gently, "these are not tasks for a girl. You have important duties here at home." "But Papa, I feel it in my heart. I know I can do it. I want to make a difference," Nala pleaded, her eyes shining with determination. Alma sighed, "Nala, you are our daughter, and we love you. But you must understand, this is not our way. The village has traditions, and we must respect them." Nala felt a pang of frustration and sadness, but she didn't give up. She knew she had to prove herself, not just to her parents, but to the entire village. She decided to seek the wisdom of the village elder, Kofi, a man known for his fairness and insight. Early the next morning, Nala made her way to Kofi's hut. She knocked on the door, her heart pounding in her chest. "Come in," a voice called from inside. Nala entered, finding Kofi seated by the fire, his wise eyes gazing at her with curiosity. "Elder Kofi," she began, her voice trembling slightly, "I want to learn the ways of the men. I want to hunt and lead." Kofi studied her for a moment, taken aback by her boldness. "Nala, this is a very unusual request. Why do you wish to do this?" Nala took a deep breath. "I want to make a difference. I believe I can be a leader, just like the men. I want to help our village in any way I can." Kofi saw something in Nala's eyes, a spark of true leadership. He smiled softly, "Nala, this path you choose is not easy. You will face ridicule and hardship. Are you prepared for that?" Nala nodded, her resolve unwavering. "I am, Elder Kofi. I am ready to prove myself." Kofi sighed, but a small smile played on his lips. "Very well, Nala. I will mentor you. But know this, the journey will be tough, and you must be tougher." As the news spread, the villagers were in an uproar. "Has Kofi lost his mind?" they whispered. "A girl learning the ways of the men?" But Nala was undeterred. With Kofi's mentorship, her transformation began. She was ready to face whatever challenges came her way, driven by her dream to lead. Nala's training under Kofi was intense and demanding. On her first day, she woke up before dawn, her heart racing with excitement and apprehension. She joined the men in the hunting grounds, her small frame dwarfed by their imposing figures. The men snickered, doubting her capabilities. "Look at the little girl trying to hunt," one of them jeered. "She won't last a day." Nala ignored their taunts and focused on Kofi's instructions. The elder taught her to track animals, to move silently, and to aim true. Her hands, once soft from domestic chores, soon became calloused and strong. During a break, Nala sat with the men, trying to fit in. They laughed and told stories, often at her expense. But she didn't mind. She was learning, and that was all that mattered. As the sun set, Kofi approached her. "How do you feel, Nala?" he asked. "Tired, but determined," she replied, a hint of a smile on her lips. Kofi nodded approvingly. "Good. Tomorrow will be even tougher." Nala knew she had a long way to go, but she was ready for the challenge. She had taken the first step on a journey that would test her limits and redefine her destiny.
As Nala honed her skills, she faced numerous challenges. The men continued to mock her, leaving her behind during hunts and doubting her abilities. But Nala's relentless spirit drove her forward. One day, while out hunting, Nala spotted a deer. Her heart pounded as she aimed her bow, remembering Kofi's teachings. With a steady hand, she released the arrow. It flew true, striking the deer cleanly. The men, witnessing her success, were stunned into silence. "Nala did it," one of them exclaimed in disbelief. Kofi, watching from a distance, smiled proudly. "Well done, Nala," he said when she returned with her catch. "You've proven yourself today." But Nala's journey wasn't just about hunting. She also mastered farming techniques, learning to till the soil and plant crops. Her hard work paid off as she harvested bountiful crops, much to the amazement of the villagers. Gradually, the villagers' perceptions began to change. They saw Nala not as a girl defying tradition, but as a relentless warrior who had earned her place among them. Nala's journey was far from over, but she had taken significant strides toward proving herself. She was no longer just a dreamer, she was a doer, a leader in the making. Kofi began to share the ancient stories of their ancestors with Nala. These stories, rich with history and wisdom, were usually passed down through generations of men. But Kofi saw Nala's thirst for knowledge and her potential as a leader. Every evening, they would sit by the fire, and Kofi would recount tales of bravery, wisdom, and the deep connection between the villagers and their land. Nala listened intently, her eyes wide with wonder. These stories were more than just entertainment, they were lessons in leadership and resilience. "Nala," Kofi said one night, "these stories hold the wisdom of our ancestors. Learn from them, and you will become a leader worthy of our people." Nala absorbed every word, and soon, she began to share these stories with the villagers. Her storytelling skills blossomed, and the villagers started to gather around her, eager to hear her retell the ancient legends with her own unique touch. As Nala shared these stories, she noticed a change in the villagers. They were beginning to see her not just as a girl defying tradition, but as a bearer of wisdom and a leader in the making. Her journey was transforming not only her life but the lives of those around her. Nala's growing wisdom and skills made her a respected figure in the village. She began to mediate disputes, using the lessons she had learned from Kofi and the ancient stories. Her calm demeanor and fair judgment earned her the villagers' trust. One day, a heated argument erupted between two families over a piece of land. The dispute threatened to divide the village. Nala stepped forward, her heart pounding. "Let me help," she said, her voice steady. She listened to both sides, understanding their grievances and fears. Then, she proposed a fair solution that satisfied both families. The villagers, watching in awe, saw a leader in Nala. Her acts of kindness and bravery didn't go unnoticed. She helped heal the sick, comfort the grieving, and protect the vulnerable. Her actions spoke louder than words, and gradually, the villagers' respect for her grew. Kofi, seeing her transformation, felt a deep sense of pride. "You've earned their respect, Nala," he said. "You are ready for the next step." Nala knew she still had challenges ahead, but she felt stronger and more confident than ever. She was not just a dreamer or a warrior, she was a mediator, a healer, and a leader in the making. The time had come for the village to choose a new leader. With Kofi's blessing, Nala is crowned queen, breaking the traditional gender roles and setting a new path for the future. The coronation was a grand celebration, filled with music, dance, and joyous cries from the villagers. As she stood before her people, a crown of woven gold upon her head, Nala felt a deep sense of fulfillment. She had defied tradition, forged a new path, and earned the right to lead. Under Nala's leadership, the village of Akua flourished. She implemented policies that improved agriculture, ensuring that the land remained fertile and the crops abundant. She established a council of advisors made up of both men and women, fostering an environment of equality and collaboration. Together, they made decisions that benefited the entire community, bringing prosperity and peace to Akua. Nala's story became a beacon of hope for generations to come. Young girls and women, inspired by her journey, began to pursue their own dreams, no matter how impossible they seemed. The village of Akua became a symbol of hope and progress, attracting people from far and wide who sought Nala's counsel and guidance. As the years went by, Nala's legend grew. Her name became synonymous with courage, wisdom, and leadership. She ruled with grace, strength, and wisdom, her heart always with her people. The village of Akua, once a small and traditional community, had transformed into a thriving and progressive society under her guidance. On a warm evening, as the sun set over the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and pink, Nala sat on her throne, surrounded by her people. She looked out at the faces of those she had grown up with, those she had led, and those she had inspired. In that moment, she knew that she had truly found her place in the world. Nala's legacy lived on long after her reign. Her story was told and retold, a testament to the power of determination, courage, and the belief that true leadership knows no gender. The village of Akua continued to flourish, guided by the principles and values that Nala had instilled. And so, in the heart of Africa, the story of Nala, the girl who dared to dream, the queen who defied tradition, and the leader who brought prosperity to her people, lived on, inspiring countless generations to come. Stay tuned for more tales and inspiring stories. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, give us likes and comments. Turn on a notification bell icon. Thanks for watching, see you next time.